And hello, one and all, and welcome to my weekly review for the February 10th edition of NXT. We're going to take a look at what took place on last night's episode of NXT as we continue on towards the build toward NXT TakeOver Dallas, which will be on April 1st. So it is a show that I'm very much looking forward to, and overall, I felt like tonight's episode of NXT was another solid addition. There were some good matches, some good storylines that were progressed, some storylines that were hinted at to be happening for the future. So all in all, I enjoyed what we got on tonight's episode of NXT. So let's take a look at what took place. We had our in-ring action kick off with Baron Corbin versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny got a great reaction. And I really like him, and I hope they sign him to a full-time deal. I'm not sure. I'm hearing, back and forth stuff about if he's signed, if he's not signed. Him and Tommaso Ciampa, they're both tremendous workers, and I feel like they would be a good addition to the NXT brand. But this match between Corbin and Gargano, I really liked. I thought Johnny got in a lot more offense than I thought he was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a quick match for Corbin to run through somebody. But no, Johnny put up a pretty good fight against him. He showed his versatility with his speed and his small size compared to the more powerful Baron Corbin. And it definitely came into play during this match. There was one part of the match where Corbin was going to charge Gargano, and he was on the outside of the ropes, but Gargano speared Corbin through the middle of the ropes, so that was a nice spot. There was another near fall where Gargano hit Corbin with the super kick, and I was like, oh shit, I thought Johnny might actually win the match, but eventually Corbin and him would, they'd tumble to the outside. Johnny would start chasing him, and then as he gets back into the ring, Baron hits him with the End of Days for the victory. So yeah, pretty good match. It wasn't the longest match in the world, but for the amount of time that they had, I thought they put on something that was enjoyable, so I liked it. Then we had a backstage promo with Sami Zayn, basically talking about he understands William Regal's thinking in booking a rematch between Zayn and Joe next week. So that match is going to be taking place to determine who will be the number one contender for Finn Balor's NXT champion. Sami says, he's been dealt with adversity all his life, his whole career, and that he will overcome these odds and become the number one contender and eventually win the NXT champion and be the only two-time NXT champion. So, a good promo from Sami, and I'm certainly looking forward to their one-on-one match next week. Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn should be a tremendous match. Then we had the Hype Bros take on the team of Hollis and Skylar, basically some enhancement talent. I really like the intensity that the Hype Bros bring every time they come out to the ring. Raleigh and Ryder, I feel like they make a good team. They're fun, they get the crowd into it, and this match was all just about displaying their talent and dominance in the ring. The Hype Bros were able to pick up the relatively quick victory after they hit the Hype Rider for the win. So it's good to see that they're continuing. They lost to the Vaudevillains a week or so ago. Now they pick up this victory. So it's good to see. It's good to see the Hype Bros continuing to remain relevant in the NXT Tag Team division. So the match was what it was. Then we had a backstage interview between Bayley and Carmella. And they both talk about the type of respect that they have for one another, but that when the title is on the line, that's going to be the most important thing. And pretty much they both said, "May the best woman win." So it really got me hyped, excited for their NXT championship match. So for later on in the night. Then we had Alexa Bliss versus Cameron. The match the match was okay. It was, it's definitely better than what I've seen from Cameron. I mean, at least she didn't try to cover somebody with, their back, to the mat. So, I mean, she did try to do that once, and then the ref told her you had to flip the person over, with their to hook the leg to get the pinfall. So she's been known to not be the greatest women's wrestler out there, but I did see some improvement, not a lot. So I don't know. It would be nice to see Cameron improve. I mean, I give her credit for going down there and trying to improve. I was just happy to see Alexa get the win. She manages to get the win by hitting the moonsault with the double knees, followed by the sparkle splash for the win. So the match really wasn't anything too special, but like I said, I was just happy to see Alexa Bliss pick up the win. Then we had a funny backstage segment. We had Enzo Amore and Big Cass pretty much talking about how they're going to win the NXT Tag Team Championships in 2016. Then Chad Gable and Jason Jordan interrupt them and say that, no, this ain't going to be your year. This is going to be our year. And they said next week they will all team up to face Blake and Murphy and the NXT Tag Team Champions, Dash and Dawson. Looking forward to that match as well. And then Gable tried to get everybody to say, because we are ready, willing, and then everybody just walked out on him. So that was funny. He's like, come on, guys, what are you doing? So, funny backstage promo. Looking forward to that match, along with Zayn versus Joe next week. So, already, I just love how NXT, already announces the build for next week. They already announced matches for next week's episode, so you have a reason to tune in and a reason to look forward to. So, I appreciate when they do that. So, should be a good tag team match next week. Then we had the Drifter, Elias Sampson, take on Jesse Sorensen. Really was a quick match. I still see something in Elias Sampson. I know some people don't like him. But I do see potential. I think if they let him go longer in the ring, because at the NXT live event in Pittsburgh, I really thought, he had a pretty good match against, I believe it was Ty Dillinger, and they went at least 8 to 10 minutes, if I can, So, in this match, wasn't that long of a match. I did like the aggression that Sampson displayed. He just pretty much took it to Sorensen. Sorensen really didn't get much offense in this match. And Sampson was able to get the win with the neck breaker. And then after this match, there was an interesting promo from Apollo Crews. He said despite losing, he lost to Finn Balor. He said that next week we are going to see a new Apollo Crews from here on out. So I don't know what that means. Will be more aggressive Apollo Crews? Might he be turning heel? Not sure where they're going to go with that, but I'm interested in seeing what direction they take Apollo Crews in. And then finally, we have our main event of the evening. It was for the NXT Women's Championship. It was Bayley defending her title against her best friend, Carmella. And I have to say, this was the best match that I've seen Carmella in to this point. Her and Bayley had a really good, high-paced, fast-paced match. It was enjoyable to watch. You could tell they were both having fun going out there and working with one another. And Carmella definitely took it to Bayley in this match. And there were some points where I was like, oh man, might Carmella win the NXT Women's Championship? And, that wasn't to be the case, however. Carmella, eventually Bayley was able to hold Carmella down towards the end of the match for the 3 count after a jackknife pin. So Bayley was able to retain her NXT Women's Championship, but I have to give credit to Carmella. Like I said, this is the best I've seen her on NXT. Definitely a major moment in her career to be able to go in there and, take it to the NXT Women's Champion. And I'm definitely proud to see the level of progress that Carmella has made with her in-ring work, her overall character, her promos. I feel like she's really coming to her own as a performer, so I was happy to see her, and she got the respect from the audience as well. As Carmella was making her way up to the ring, the ramp, Eva Marie and Nia Jax would begin to assault her. and then Bayley had to go outside and tried to help, but then she's starting to get her ass kicked by Nia and Eva. So Eva obviously seeking revenge over Carmella due to Carmella eliminating her from the Women's Battle Royale. And of course, Nia Jax and Bayley have history from NXT TakeOver London. They throw Bayley back into the ring, and then Asuka comes to the ring, and I'm going fucking nuts. I'm like, here we go. We got Asuka and Bayley, and I know they're gonna tease this match, and that's exactly what they did. Asuka was able to get Nia and Eva to back off, and then we had a subtle stare down as Asuka pointed at Bayley's NXT Women's Championship. That's what she wants, and I'm sure that's the match we are going to get at NXT TakeOver Dallas, and it is a match that I am most certainly looking forward to. But that was not the end of NXT. After this match, we had Samoa Joe backstage, and he said how he says he saved Sami Zayn's life. But now it's time for Joe to take it away from him. And Joe says that he will be the next NXT champion. And that's how we close out this week's edition of NXT. Overall, it was an enjoyable episode from start to finish. If I had to give this episode a rating, I would give it a B-. So that's my grade for this week's episode of NXT. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys thought of NXT this week. What did you like? What didn't you like? And we'll try and get that discussion going. I always appreciate it. Thank you all for watching this video. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Be on the lookout, hopefully, for my Lucha Underground review. I got to be able to find the episode somewhere on the internet out there to watch. So as soon as I'm able to watch that, I will get my review posted as soon as I can. Also, stay tuned for I have a special video coming in the next week or so. It's going to be a Daniel Bryan career retrospective, taking a look back at the great career of DB. And we're just going to have a couple friends come on, and we're just going to talk and reminisce about the just the great career that Bryan had. And it'll be a very special video. So keep you posted on that, and that should be it. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you for my next video, whenever that is. Take care, guys. Peace.